Why
Yeah.
haven't you done any Dana White's Contender Series? Or I know why you haven't, but if you want to get to the UFC, that's the
Yeah.
route you go, right? Like I don't see why they wouldn't let you win the UFC.
That's the question I have too. I offered to be in the Tough House, which is actually crazy. And Hunter said that I was gonna punch someone in the house and just get out and then use it for clout or something like that. That was kind of like his thing. And he was like, just tell him to get more fights. They're scared that I'm just gonna be too crazy. Like the whole Logan buildup was crazy. I hit him with a microphone and all that bullshit. And I think they think that I'm gonna bring that to the UFC where it's like a totally different game, you know? That's why this time I was a little bit more calm and showed them that, I can be respectful and I could do that. But, obviously when someone hits you in the nuts with a fucking bottle, I'm gonna throw a mic at their face. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think they're just scared of me. Like Dana White even said it, like he's always getting in trouble. Like every time I go somewhere, I get into fights with people. But at the end of the day, they're UFC fighters that have security and I'm there by myself and they're gonna attack me. I'm gonna fight back. I'm not gonna just sit there and not, and take it. But yeah, I don't know. The Contender Series is like. I don't know. I feel like my name is too big for that. Like, I feel like I need to come in like
Well,
Ben Askren came in and like fight someone big, be on like a main card where like because everybody wants to see me get knocked out. I mean, it is what it
yeah,
is, and
yeah.
so it's a win-win for them. So if I win, they got like me as a star. If I lose, then they got another star. So I think it's a win-win. I don't understand why they don't do it.
Yeah. Well, I think, yeah, I don't understand why, but I also feel like there's an entry to get in there. And I feel like if you just bite and swallow some humble pie and,
I did. I
lower.
just went and just fought some guy that's whatever 1-0. I'm 2-0, so that's an even fight. When
No,
what's your
no, I mean, in the UFC, I mean, in the Dana White Casino, where's your goal, Dylan? Where do you want to be?
UFC
Where do
World
you want to
Champion?
be?
UFC
UFC
World
World
Champion.
Champion, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, do you have a manager or are you your only manager?
No, I have a manager, Paradigm. Yeah,
Okay, Paradigm. So why does it? So when Paradigm calls the
yeah,
UFC, says, "Hey, I got a guy who's 2-0. He's undefeated. He's a world champion, 170-pound division.
yeah.
What do I got to do to get him in? What do I got to do to get him in the octagon? What do they tell him? What do they tell Paradigm?
They're just more like, oh, he's too dangerous. He's too much of a liability and all this stuff. So it's a different. Like I bring a lot of different things than most regular guys. There's guys in the UFC now that are so bad. They're on like 4 losing streaks. They lost on the Contender Series, and they're still fighting in the UFC. And I'm like, just get rid of these guys and just like give me a spot. Like I don't understand. I'm not gonna
Mm.
beg for it because right now I'm making so much money. I'm making more money than you probably made in all your title fights. No offense, but like I'm making so
Okay,
much.
well, let's get into how you making
Yeah,
all this goddamn money. How you making money? You have not
fighting.
accomplished from what?
Fighting and gambling. I have a lot of sponsorships.
Okay,
Fighting and
gamble.
gambling.
I would say probably gamble, but I don't know.
No, but
You ain't
no,
doing enough.
listen. When you fight and you have the name that I have and the eyes I bring, the zone pays very well.
Oh, okay. So what's well? What you getting, like six figures, 250, 350, or are you talking about you at like 850?
I'm not gonna say exact numbers, but I would say higher than that.
Okay, higher than that. Okay, then why you want to fight in UFC if you making good money? Because
Because
you go to the UFC, they go cut all that money. You
I
ain't
know
gonna be able
you
to.
know that. You
You
know
ain't
that.
oh, yeah, I know that. That's why Black Ass got out. But you ain't gonna be able to negotiate what you can't do when you're in the zone or you're in Misfits. So
Yeah, that's
why
the
you want to
thing.
go there?
It's more about legacy and it's more about
Mm.
showing because I know how good I am, dude. Like I honestly like it fucking at the end of the day when I'm on my deathbed, I'm gonna have money, whatever, all this bullshit, but I want to know that I tried, That's the thing, I guess, Like I don't
Okay.
know. Like, I am a competitor. I am
Well, you had
you
an
know,
opportunity to fight. You fought Logan Paul.
yeah. I
Okay,
mean
let's
that's
talk about that
boxing.
fight.
Come on.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, that is, but you shot a double leg takedown. You didn't even finish that.
I
But
could think it's like then I knew I was gonna lose my purse and it was a lot of money, so it was like kind of like a devil's advocate. It was like kind of like my brain switching on to like take him down. I was like, oh fuck, but if I do take him down, then I lose all his. It was just like it was a weird situation.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I think, if I was
Hey,
a UFC,
listen,
I would get, good.
I'll tell you this: any UFC fighter, I don't care if it's Khabib went and boxed, they would get their head knocked off. I don't care what the fuck they're talking about. I sat there as a grappler, a jiu-jitsu guy, for what 6 rounds, 30 minutes, and then we get raw. Didn't take a knee. Nate Diaz took a knee against Jake Paul. All these guys,
Yeah.
Tyron Woodley got knocked out. Ben Askren got knocked out in 10 seconds. I stood there and I took my shots. So it is what it is. I never took a knee.